Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Let's fly straight into it. If you're watching live, tough luck. If you're not watching live and you want to get to this controversial bit, go to about 15 minutes in. If you're watching live, you're going to have to wait. Let's get through to, let's go straight into it. We're here to talk about Manchester United. I want to talk about Paul Pogba first. Obviously, I think all you lot do as well. I don't understand it. I don't understand why everyone's in meltdown. All day I've had people saying, delete your account, he's not going to come. I've even had people tweeting saying, I really hope that Pogba doesn't sign just so you look like a complete and utter mug. I mean, what's that all about? Clearly, I mean, I would argue you're not a Manchester United fan, but I tell you what, I keep tweeting it out and I keep saying it to you all. I'm sat here, well, not literally, but I'm in a figurative, nice, cool pool with Paul Pogba, and we're having a pool party. We're sipping on some nice sangria. There's lots of chicharitas around us, and we're having a great time thinking about next season. I'm cool. I'm relaxed. I have been for a few weeks. Paul Pogba to Manchester United is going to be done. Nothing in life is 100%. But what I would say is if this deal falls apart, which it won't, I'm convinced it won't, it will be one of the biggest mess-ups Woodward has ever caused, because it can't mess up. Raiola has caused the meltdown. So many United fans, and I think personally it's to do with the fact that you just can't believe this deal is going to be done, which I totally understand, and you're nervous. I understand that, even though I'm not. Raiola's come out and said it's not a done deal, right? Some people have interpreted that there's no deal, it's over, there never was a deal, he's not coming to Manchester United. That's not what he said. He said it's not a done deal, blah, blah, blah. It's not a done deal at the moment. If it was, it would be official. Everybody, well, the people that I talk about, and I've been talking about for weeks when I've been saying that it's a done deal, they are saying that the problem with the deal now at the moment is just sorting out who's going to pay Raiola's £20 million. Is it going to be United? Is it going to be Juventus? Now, that is the issue. So is it surprising that his agent comes out and says it's not a done deal when they're arguing about who's going to pay him? Not surprising. Not concerned by it. He did the same with Zlatan, and I think he did the same with Mkhitaryan, but he definitely did with Zlatan. It was like, I don't know why everyone thinks he's coming to Manchester United. That's not necessarily the case. He's doing the same again. There's nothing to be read. There's nothing to be concerned about, and everyone's getting really concerned about it. And what I would add to that as well is, before I go to some of your comments, MUFC forever, I'm 99.9% we will get the deal done by the summer. What are you worried about? I said this last night. Real Madrid not in the picture. They're not in the picture, right? If they were in the only scenario that Real Madrid could come in and do this deal. And when you take a few things into factors, and it's common sense, right? Why would Raiola screw us over? Because for Madrid to come in at the last second, which is not what they do, to come in at the last second and nick him, they would have to have Raiola on board. Why would Raiola screw us over like that when he's given us his best client, Zlatan? I know Pogba's potentially his most expensive client now, but his number one client is Zlatan while he's about. He's given us him. He's given us Mkhitaryan. Why would he screw United over when he's just landed his two of his clients there? It's not going to happen. The only way Madrid could do it is by a last-minute swoop in, and that takes Raiola to be involved in that. So that's not going to happen. Secondly, Real Madrid don't do that. They've got a presidency. They get voted in. They don't do last minute swooping deals. They want to build it up. We're going for them. They want always the presentation going to be today. That's what they want, Madrid. It's all about image. So that's nothing to worry about. He's not staying at Juventus because they can't turn it down. It's just manoeuvring in a deal, this is, and there's no need to be concerned about it. And I'll keep saying it and saying it again. He's not. Apparently, there's something going to be announced at 9:30. Of course, it's 1 minute videos. That's probably crap. Scrub that last bit. But there is nothing to be worried about. Charlie T, the deal is done. Let's all chill. I am chilled out about it totally, as you know, and I think that most of you probably are now, because when you actually analyse it down, what is there to be worried about? What is there to be worried about? Real Madrid apparently, well, even believe what you like, they're both really good. One, last night, Real Madrid came in at the last minute and they were told no because Pogba's already set his heart on United. Or two, this morning, somebody from Real Madrid said we were never in for him. Either way, result for us. He's not staying at Juventus. He's coming to Manchester United. It's just about who's going to pay Raiola's agent fees. So I anticipate any time. So as last night, I'm chilled out now. Last night I was really excited, singing songs and getting really into the mood, as were all you lot. But let's have a look. Michael Brown. Mark, I've only started watching you for about a week now, but I just want to applaud you for the job you've done. You've definitely got me watching every live feed. Keep up the great work. Hold on for a few minutes. I think it's going to be a bit of a meltdown later, but it's not on my shoulders, so don't worry about that. No, Mark, it's true. Juventus are announcing something at 9:30. Apparently it's about a friendly, though. That was from... I whizzed by. I apologise for that. You know who you were. Juventus are going to sell Pogba to United to make up for the money spent on their stadium. I'll tell you why they maybe are stalling. Could it to do with Saturday's kit release? I doubt it, but you never know. Oi Goldbridge, you will come first. Pogba to United or the White Walkers to the Westerns. Well, winter is coming for sure. There's so many... Sammy Khan loves chicken. Breaking news, Pogba's grandmother just followed Man United Instagram. Deal done soon, says Tim O'Keefe. Zane saying, don't hype him up. He will flop 100%. People are making that to be God or some shit. He's good, but for God's sake, don't keep overhyping him, man. That's from Zane. Whatever, I'll overhype him. I think he's one of the best midfielders in the world, and I think he's going to get better, and we're going to get the prime years. He's certainly better than what we've got, so we've got every right to hype him up. And when it comes to the money, I'm not fussed about the money. You know what? Somebody said it today. I totally agree. I think we should sign him for £100 million, then sack him, let him go to somewhere like Arsenal for 2 days, then sign him back for 300 million. You know why? Because we can afford 400 million. Boosh, boosh, boosh. Have it. Because this is the point. I'm not interested in what your bitter rivals say. I find it funny that Liverpool have spent 25 million on a relegated player and we got Mkhitaryan for 25 million because that's value for money, and it's funny the rubbish Liverpool are signing. But when it comes to Pogba, yeah, he's way overpriced. We know that. We know if we paid a proper price, Real Madrid would have beat us because we had to go way over the price to outbid them, but that's fine. But when it comes to money, it's a drop in the ocean. There were some stats going out from somebody, I think it was yesterday, on the percentage against our earnings, that what we're spending on Pogba is less than what we paid for Ferdinand against our earnings all those years ago when we paid 29 million. So you can say £100 million a lot, but spend that signing against what our earnings were. Ferdinand was more expensive against our earnings, if you can figure that out in a manner of speaking. I know what I'm on about. But the reality is, Manchester United have got hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds, and it's going straight into the Glazers' pocket. So I would like us to spend £500 million this summer, because at least the money that we're earning, that comes in because of you and me, and the fact that the sponsors sponsor our club because of you and me and the massive support we've got worldwide, spend the money. Spend the bloody money. Interestingly, though, let's move away from Pogba. That's going to happen. Let's move away from Pogba. Squad numbers, sort of fix in. Well, no, let's do something else first, actually. Apparently, this came out today. I don't know who reported it. That Ed Woodward, I think he's on Red Bull or something. He's probably just phoned up all the agents saying, "I'm the man." You know, he's like some sort of pimp. But apparently he's spoken to George Mendes in passing and said, "Get ready next Monday for a £60 million bid for James Rodriguez." I mean, you can just imagine him walking around like the Fonz, can't you, with his leather jacket and his shades on. Deal with it. But yeah, I would like James Rodriguez to sign, or James Rodriguez to sign. He does play for Real Madrid. I think they'd probably be happy to take £15 million for him, and I don't think it would matter who it was from. I'd like it because I just think it gives us more options around that Rooney position, which some of us are worried about, especially as Mkhitaryan probably play on the right. But I don't think it will happen. I don't think there's anything in the Rodriguez deal. I think George Mendes is probably using Manchester United to get Rodriguez a good deal, probably PSG or something like that. I can't see him coming to Manchester United. I'd be really happy if he did come, but I don't think he will. That's just my personal thought. George Kyle Bonucci apparently mentioned in Pogba talks. Yeah, Valdi van Grun is saying it. Imagine if I got that actually pronounced right. Bonucci, very good defender, 29. I'd be majorly concerned if we signed him. I don't think Juventus will sell him anyway. That's what I would say. I just don't think they will sell him. If they were going to sell him, it'd be a lot of money. And my problem with it is that Italian defenders, as good as they are in international football, in Serie A, and even Champions League football, in the Premier League, it's an Italian defender's graveyard. They just don't do it because the Premier League's quite unique. It's not slow, it's fast, it's 100 miles an hour. I mean, this is where I always said this to a few people, this is where Van Gaal went wrong, because he thought he could do the European thing in England, whereby you get one goal away from home and then you play out at 1-0. The thing is, you can be, well, this never happened under United, under Van Gaal with United. You know, I've seen it with Sir Alex Ferguson many a time. We've played away from home. we've had 20 shots on goal. We've only ended up with 1 goal. And then in the second half, 1 chance for that home team who could be like a Birmingham or a Burnley, and they'll score. And that is the greatness of the Premier League, but you don't really get that on the continent. Teams will always get a chance in the Premier League, and they'll always go gung-ho, put about 4 players in the box and just keep hitting long balls and create a chance. And that's where Van Gaal went wrong. And I think that's where Italian defenders struggle, because it's a different type of defending. It's not, Italian defences are superb. They are well organised. But in the Premier League, it's hard to be that well organised, because you get all sorts thrown at you. What about Darmian, says Alex Black. I love Darmian. I want him to do really well. He's sort of feeding into something that I wanted to say about that. I want Darmian to stay. I want him to do well. But I've got a bad feeling about it. But you know what? He's had a mixed bag. There's some United fans out there who do not like him and think he should go. I'm not one of those. I thought he had a brilliant start to the season. A lot of you mentioned Fabinho. I'm sort of going to come on to that, really. The Manchester United squad numbers have come out. Don't know whether you would know. Many of you noticed that. I'm sure most of you had. Number 6 is free. Pogba did wear number 6 at Juventus. I know he wore number 10 as well, but he did wear number 6. And he is a midfielder, and he's not really a number 10, is he? So number 6, is it being kept free for Pogba? Who knows? It's probably the most likely number that he would have. Number 2 is free as well. Obviously, we know that number 2 is free. No Varela, no Wilson, no Blackett, no squad numbers for them. So you can pretty much read in the fact they're either going to be loaned or sold. Mattersum, number 8. Some people thought that he might not get that. Fellaini's got a squad. If you look at that list of squad players, I'll guarantee you at least 4 of them are going to get sold. Just because they've got a squad number, it doesn't mean that they're not going to be sold. That's just the way it is. That's what happens. And we will be selling players. We don't know who's going to go, but we know we've got a massive squad, and we do need to get rid of some players. And, we're probably on tenterhooks, really, about who is going to go, because I don't want Schweinsteiger to go. I don't want Darmian to go. I don't want Schneidlin to go. But one of them could. So, yeah, players will go out anyway. But the fact that number 6 is free, people think that's Pogba. Number 2, this is a deal that I don't necessarily want to happen. I've got nothing against the player. He's early 20s. He's quite tall for a fullback. He's fast. He's good on the ball. He's been part of a very, very good defensive unit at Monaco. I'm talking about Fabinho. George Mendes client, I've got a feeling this deal will be done. I'm starting to hear more and more that it will be done. And people keep asking me, what's the next deal that's going to be done? To be honest, I'm sort of all focused on Pogba, and I think we should be. I think the mistake we quite rightly made with Zlatan was that it was a huge deal. It happened, but then we moved on to Mkhitaryan. And the Pogba deal, I think, is just so unique because, one, we're going to break the world transfer record. 2, we're going to bring in a player back that we never thought we'd see again. And 3, he genuinely will be world class. He's not even in his prime years yet. And 4, we've got absolutely no right to make this signing. No Champions League football, a club that's been a mess on the pitch for 3 years. It's colossal. And I think we all need to enjoy this deal and really savour it and not start thinking about the next thing. Because let's be honest, this is the tip of the mountain transfer-wise, probably in the last decade, just because of the price we're paying and the enormity of the deal and the surrounding factors. So the Pogba thing for me, I just want to enjoy it. There will be further signings. I think they're all going to be based on, like Mourinho hinted on his first press conference, these are going to be based on players that are going to leave and replacements. Could it mean the end of Darmian? There'll be no shortage of takers in Serie A for Darmian because he's a good defender. It maybe just hasn't worked out well. I want it to work out. I think Mourinho can get the best out of him. But I've got a funny feeling Fabinho will happen, but it won't be for too long. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that one. But there will be further signings. Lozano, obviously, after the Olympics, we'll have to see if there's any truth in that. I would quite like a right midfielder to come in. I want another centre-back. I do want another centre-back. Obviously, tomorrow, I must just mention as well, tomorrow is the Dortmund game. I hadn't almost forgot because I did a preview about it yesterday. But obviously, we're not going into any of all the things that started at the last couple of days ago. Regrettable. But we have got to watch along tomorrow, as have others. I did say, should we just not bother doing it? But a lot of you want us to do it. So I can't dress it up any other way. We're doing a watch along tomorrow. The kickoff's at 1:00. You're going to have to make a choice as to whose watch along you want to watch. Hopefully, you'll choose the United stand and you'll back the United stand. It would be fantastic if you do that. You join us for the watch along tomorrow. Get involved on the comments. I'm not happy with what's happening tomorrow, but that's life. But do do watch us. If you want to support the United stand, it's going to be a big day tomorrow. I think we'll probably get, well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But do join us for that. But it's interesting about the defenders, isn't it? Apparently Jones and Bailly are playing together. I think people are worried about Phil Jones playing. I think we need to sell him. I think he's always going to be injury prone, and I don't think he's good. But Smalling's going to come in ahead of him, and I suppose Bailly, if he's developing. The defender I want to see more of is Twansibi, because I'd always thought that at 19 he needs to go out on a loan, but he's got such a good reputation. You just wonder whether he might bypass that loan, a bit like Fosu Mensah and Rashford did, because the loans don't always work out. You go off, you're sort of forgotten about. James Wilson was very good before his loan. He scored them 2 goals at the end of the season a couple of years ago. Then he couldn't get back involved. Then he went on a loan. It just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. So thanks for everybody on there saying that you're going to join us tomorrow for the watch along. That means a lot. So yeah, I'm interested in the game tomorrow. Obviously, Mkhitaryan will be playing against his former club. It's a step up in quality. It was Wigan last week. Wigan are a championship side. They were at home, but it's a step up these next 2 games. There's some concern that the Man City game might not happen because there's some storms in China, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, we'll have that Dortmund thing tomorrow. Right, oh God, here we go. This is where it's gonna go off a bit here. But all I'm going to say to you all now is, right, the United stand. I've always said it is your channel, and we've been doing this for over 2 years now. Well, not quite 2 years. We're doing it for a long time now. Some of you might get bored of this bit, but if you have, we've discussed the football stuff. I want to discuss this now. It's definitely democracy. It's definitely your channel. And what I want to say is that this thing that we are potentially going to do, we're certainly going to trial it for a couple of weeks, and if it doesn't work, we'll stop it. We are going to make you pay for every bit of content on the United Stand channel because we want to make a load of money. No, that's not what's going to happen. That's what a lot of you thought was going to happen. I can categorically 100% tell you that nothing is going to change about every bit of free content you get on the United Stand currently on this channel. Nothing's going to change. So if you don't want to get involved with this new thing that we're going to trial, then just don't get involved. It's got nothing to do with, some people are saying, oh, you're going all corporate and everything like that. I'll explain all that in a moment. Everything you get on the United Stand, whether it's watch-alongs, instant match reactions, Sunday Night Live, previews, reaction to transfers, the 8:30 shows that we're doing at the moment in the off-season, they're still here. Nothing is going to change. I don't care what haters from the outside come in and say about this, because all my priority is United Stand and everybody who keeps joining us, and I know we keep getting bigger and bigger. We're onto something here, but we are a close-knit family and community, and it is interactive, and that's what makes us unique. So we are a democracy as well. So I'm going to put something to you. Some of you have already seen it. In the video description, there is, after the first paragraph, in capital letters, there is, do you want to subscribe to the United Stand Extra Time? If you click on that, it will take you through to the United Stand Extra Time. The United Stand Extra Time is basically born out of the fact that a lot of you have contacted us with ideas over the last few months and said, you know, your camera, you could do with a better camera equipment. I would love a better laptop because you get lag on this. The memory's shit, but to get a decent laptop, it is a couple of thousand. You know, I'm being totally honest with you. And people have said, oh, we'll send you some money, this, that, and the other. I'm not in it for that. And the people involved in that are not in it for that. We've all got jobs. This is a part-time thing that's getting bigger and bigger, and we want it to get bigger and bigger. However, I'm not just going to take people's money for nothing. So we've discussed a few ideas, and the United Stand Extra Time basically will be additional content, nothing to do with this. If you don't want to watch it, you don't have to do it. I don't think it's even available to everybody. So I think if you're living in Malaysia and stuff like that, I don't even know if we can offer it up to you yet. We've got to speak to YouTube about that. However, you can subscribe to it for less than a pint a month. I think it's about £2. And you will get additional content. What will that additional content be? A lot of you, right, I'll explain something to you about YouTube here. We're getting a lot of complaints about these videos for a start. They said they're too long, they don't help you in the rankings, you're not going to pick up that many subscribers, which actually we have done, but they're too long, we want them a lot shorter. And I know a lot of people do go off because I can see the watching figures. A lot of you do drop off after the first 15 minutes when we've spoken about football. However, I know a lot of you like the interactivity at the end when we're going through the live comments and that. As I said, nothing's changing about the current content. However, people have said, can you do Q&As? Can you talk about fantasy football every week? Can you talk about betting and stuff like that? Can we do like little quizzes between us? Can we have like, you know, yes, we can, but we can't do it on the United Stand channel. This channel has been fantastic. It's done really, really well, but we can't turn it into just a little community for each other. It's got to retain. You can't just put 4 or 5 videos up. You can't do one video and then do another. You've got to let them breathe. You've got to keep and when the games come back, it will change, won't it? Because we'll have game reviews and everything like that. We won't be doing as many of these. So basically, this new channel will basically be extra content where you go in. And also, I don't know whether you've noticed as well, I've certainly had a few people commenting about it. The people who hate us and come on the comment section to cause trouble, they ain't going to pay £2 to go into a private community where we'll still have live streams. The live comment section will be far less, so there'll be far more interaction. I mean, somebody says, Red Memphis is saying just put ads on videos. That's not, yeah, we can do that. What I would say is that on the comment section of this video, second paragraph down, click on the video. You can't see the video. I've only loaded it up as sort of like just something to be on there so that when you do subscribe, you get 14 days free. If you don't like it, some of you said what somebody said in the comments there, I'm not paying for it. I don't see why I should. United Stand's all about not being corporate and I'm not paying for it. Well, don't pay for it. You don't need to pay for it. I'm not asking any of you to pay for it because you're not losing anything anyway. Everything is staying the same. Everything is staying the same on the United Stand. No, we're not taking Sunday Night Live over there. We're not taking watch-alongs over there. Everything is staying the same, and I want that to be 100%. This isn't about ripping you off or anything like that. This is about trying to get better equipment for the United Stand, trying to take it up to another level, because we do this all in our own time, and also about offering some of the content that you lot want that we can't put up on the channel. So, you know, if you want to have a Q&A with Alex, or if you want to have a Q&A with me or Kev or someone like that, we will do it on that channel. 10 people might subscribe to it, and then we'll stop it. If a few of you like it and you like that interaction of it, we'll keep it going. It's not going to change anything about this, and that is the whole point of it. And if you think that we're going to get better equipment and do better things based on what we're doing at the moment, we won't do. And that's a cold, hard fact. But I'll take some of your comments on it. And you know what? Some of you say, well, I'm not paying. You get people like saying, oh, you must make money on ads. Do you know the amount of people who put in the comment section, I watch this for free because I use ad blocker? There's a balance. Unfortunately, we're not lucky enough to be able to do this full time. No media company will touch us because if you know what, if you're an entrepreneur out there or a media company and you want to back the United Stand, then phone us up. We'll still be independent. We're not tying in with anybody and doing all the other channels and that. But nobody will go with us. So there's so many reasons to give this a try. If it doesn't work, we won't do it. But I really understand. I don't understand why people would have a comment or have a problem with it when you're not going to lose anything from the United Stand. What we're trying to do is try new things to try and make us grow a little bit more, and also try and bring a bit. We are a community, and on that little extra thing, it will be more of a community. On there at the moment, just to offer something up before we start doing it, there's the very first soccer box, which was, I think, Christmas special from 2014. However, tomorrow we'll do the watch along on this channel. I'll do my after match reaction on this channel, and then after that we'll do half an hour in-depth chat about the game, which has never been on the United Stand, and we'll be totally for that. So you're not losing anything out. You're not missing anything. Anything on there will be totally new, and everything on here will stay the same, and that's what it's going to be about. So throw the corporate thing up if you want. I don't know how you can say it's corporate because we're not corporate. We're 100% independent. To me, corporate is something that when you're owned by something who dictates what your content is and you're running with another few channels. That's corporate to me. This isn't. But I'm going to take some of your comments. Talk football, Mark. I'm bored again. Or pay me, says Cuzco. We all want to see a dab. Distant Temper says I'll pay. Talk football, Mark. I'm bored again. What do you think of Gabriel Jesus? Decent. Mark, do a Patreon donation dabs. I mean, that's a good point, isn't it? You know, some people said, why don't you just start one of them fan fund things and do a donation? But, well, yeah, we could do that. But then surely everybody who's moaning about you going corporate would have more reason to moan. And I understand why it would work, but this is actually, I think, and it wasn't my idea, I think it's quite a nice thing. It's, instead of just taking people's money to help us get better equipment and stuff like that, We're actually saying, well, actually, instead of that, we'll do something totally addition to everything else we're doing with different content for those people who want to contribute towards something that is theirs and they're a part of. But like I said, you can sign up, you get 14 days free. If you don't like it, don't get involved. If you don't like it anyway, don't get involved, because I know a lot of you are like kids and students and stuff like that, and I don't expect you to have to get involved. And like I said, unfortunately, I don't think it will be available to absolutely everybody. If you are in a different country, let us know, and if you can't do it, we'll speak to YouTube. But that, I had to explain it. I've got no issue with it. I'm sure people will start moaning about it. You can go over to that video and comment in there. In fact, if you go to the second paragraph of the description, go to that video, put your comments in there about what you're thinking about it, and we'll see what happens. But we'll start it off. There is a video up there for you to have a look at, totally free to sign up. First ever soccer box, I think it was me, Kevin, Rich. And then tomorrow night, after I've done the watch along on here, after I've done my match reaction on here, we'll do a proper half an hour analysis of the game and everything and chat. And it's going to be very, very interactive, because one of the things that other people have said is the live comments section is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so busy. It's brilliant, but it's so busy and it's so hard to comment and then go back. And hopefully, even if it's only 10 people, we'll get more of that there. So it's just, we'll give it a try. Let's see how it goes. It's even available in the UK. It is available in the UK. I think at the moment it's UK, America. We're going to add more tomorrow. I've got somebody to do it, but pay as a reward to be a guest, says Dan Butterworth. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to start taking people's money for nothing. Like I say, I'd like a decent laptop. I'd like to get a better camera. I'd like to sort some other things around about ideas we've got that just aren't possible. Well, listen to what we're saying, Talk Football. He's giving us something. Michael shouts. Mark, can I send an idea for US Extra on Twitter? Lorenzo, yeah, any ideas, keep sending them. A lot of this is based on people's ideas anyway. So there you go. Right, let's get back to the football. We've discussed that. Leave your comments on that particular video, which is in the video description. All I would say is, look, this channel isn't going anywhere, this bit. If you don't want to do that bit, don't do it. But this bit isn't going anywhere. It's growing all the time. Keep telling people about it. This isn't going to change. And we are up against now, we used to be just a little thing. We are quite big now. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't like that. We are massively up against it. We are the first 100% fan channel that's only bothered about fan opinion, that says it how it is because that's what you lot want, and it's growing and it's growing, and this channel will keep growing if you keep growing with us, telling people about it and getting involved. But at some point, wouldn't it be brilliant if we could go full time? I mean, the content would increase. We'd be able to go out, we'd be able to get out more and do some stuff. But at the moment, we've not hit a ceiling, but we've got to start thinking about ideas about how we can go bigger. And some people have contacted us, some quite big people, about that. And some of them we've had to say no, because it's not that path we want to go down where we lose ownership. You can't lose ownership. I mean, Soggy Tunas, yeah, I'm not going down that road, actually. Man United are buying the league, lots of love, says Realist Turtle. That's a really good point. Really good point. Some people say, well, we're buying the league. I look quite small tonight. I've got my camera wrong. I need to look more imposing. There we go. I don't think we're buying the league at all. I think we are in a position where Mourinho, sorry, I get his name wrong, has come in and said, I want these 4 signings. No messing around. As I said last night, I'm sure United went, ooh, I'm a bit concerned. I tell you what, I think I do deserve a sip of beer tonight. Taking it from all angles. It's all about Mourinho's come in and said, this is what I want to happen. And I'm sure United said to him, well, it's really embarrassing for us to go and buy a player we let go for £800,000 for 100 million. And I think he said, look, just go and do it. I don't care if it's embarrassing. I'll bring you the Premier League. I'll bring you the European Champions League. Get me these players. And as I said last night, it's not the brilliance about this summer is we've bought Zlatan, Mkhitaryan, Bay and Pogba, and there'll be a couple more. What are we going to do next season? We're not just going to sit on our hands. He will sign players. If you look at Jose, every year, why are you turning red? Because I'm getting hot, Mr. Magnum. Every year he goes out and buys players. I haven't got a problem with that. But I'm really impressed with what he's doing with the youth. Bitter rivals are going to say we're buying the league. You know what? it's our money. We make our money. And I suppose Chelsea fans could say, well, it's Abramovich's money. But this is our money. We make our money. Financial fair play. Somebody said the other day, a City fan, get out and walk. You know what? We fill our ground every week. We're massive worldwide. We make a hell of a lot of money. And we're spending some of the money. So like Hairy Hand says, Jose and Mark, great season ahead. Man United laughed at City and Chelsea for buying the league. Look at them now, says Realist Turtle. Totally different. Man City and Chelsea bought the league based on the fact that they've got no history and they've got a rich owner. We haven't got a rich owner. We've got somebody who bought us on debt. They bought us on debt and used our profits to get back out of debt. And everything we spend is based upon the profits that come from the fans. So we're not buying anything. We're using our success that we get money to buy players. That's exactly how it should be. If you have it, spend it, says Dave Polton. Just need to buy a centre-back now for icing on the cake, says DT United. 75,000 support even under Moyes, says Jonathan Red. Mark, Man City badge is awful, says Jake244. It is. Ramirex says you can use extra time to upgrade. Yeah, that's fine. Mark, will Matuidi happen, says Nathan. Don't know. Football has changed. It's all about the money, says Khalid. Yep. Pogba's barber said he's coming to United. It's confirmed, says Kratos. Yep. Juventus fans screaming mad over Pogba deal. Happy Ricks. I tell you what, there was a fantastic comment today, though, from a Juventus fan, and I retweeted it, where he basically said, stop calling Manchester United Man U. It's really disrespectful. It's what rivals called us after Munich, and it has connections to that. And I thought it was brilliant from a Juventus fan because they've got every right to be arsey with us. But I like Juventus. I like them as a club. They're my favourite Italian club. I remember when we played them in '99. I really like Juventus, and I love the fact that they hate Liverpool. So yeah, I don't like what we're doing to Juventus, but you know, this is part of being a big club. You've got to be a bit of a bully sometimes. Xander draws. Percentage of turnover means it's nothing for us. Liverpool signed someone for 5 million. They have to do a Kickstarter. Brilliant. I think, that's what they're called, a Kickstarter. Yeah, we could just not do United Stand Extra Time, and we could just do a Kickstarter and take money for nothing to get better things. Or as some as you want, we should just keep doing loads and loads of content for nothing. Mark, open a PO box so we can send fan mail and make a video each week. Distant temper, good idea. Is pub going to happen tonight? Says 86 Ramsey. I doubt it. Matthew Gibbs, he's only 14 and he can't pay. Don't worry, Matthew. Nothing. You're not going to lose anything. Don't worry. This content will still stay the same. It's just extra stuff. Pogba has been linked anyway on Instagram. That's his joined. We have got an Instagram account. I don't know the name of it. I'll put the link up in the video. We've got an Instagram account. It started from now, and we've got a lot of stuff on the website, which I need to shout out, theunitedstand.com. Facebook, we're doing more live content on there as well. So there's a lot of extra things going on with United Stand. It's not all YouTube. We work our arse off on it, and there's a lot of extra stuff going on. So there we go. The other United fan sites are saying the fact the deal is off. Paul Pogba is coming, but not this week. Hold strong. Unless something's changed while I'm on air. And as I said at the start, it would have to be something absolutely drastic. The deal's going to happen. So we get accused of being clickbaity. I don't think we are, but we've been consistent about the Pogba deal being done. And I think people tweeting stuff out for articles to be read and videos to be watched saying the deal's off, that is clickbait, isn't it? But everybody's got a right to make their choice. So just make a choice. That's what it is. No one's forcing you to do anything. Nothing has changed, Mark, says Lee Madden. I didn't think so. I tell you what, you know what? Shall I just have a sip of a beer and sort of like, I know there's a lot of you on the comment section. It's very hard to do this, but a sort of an indication of what I'm thinking we might start doing on the United Stand extra time. Just see if it works. Just chill it down a little bit. Take some of your questions and everything. Normally I would have finished by now, but let's just go for another 10 or 15 minutes. And that's what it's about. It's extra content. I look like I'm really promoting it, and I'm not. I just have got a load of beer left, and I've got The Only Way is Essex, or The Only Way is Mallorca on demand. So we'll carry on for longer. But I must say, as brilliant as these videos have been, and as brilliant as the aftermatch reactions have been, they do go on for too long if you want to try and build. They don't rank very well on videos, and we do want to get bigger. We want to get bigger, but it's all down to you lot. You've got to help us. And I don't mean in that sense, the extra time. If you want to get involved, that's fine. But I mean more in the sense of share videos when we're live on this channel. Tell your friends about us. And the watch along tomorrow is huge. I'm concerned about it. I know I went off on one a couple of nights ago. I do think it's wrong to have things go head to head, but that's life. But in the Manchester United thing, I'm sure what they'll do is good. I know what we do is brilliant. It seems wrong to make people share. Why not just have us all together? Got no chance. But please do join us tomorrow. It will be the same United stand stuff, and I hope it's good enough for you. But if you saw the Pereira goal reaction, that was pretty over the top. But you know me, I don't normally react to goals like that, and it meant a lot. And I hope he does well tomorrow. Marek says, are we linked with John Stones? I've not heard anything about that. It would never surprise me if we went after John Stones, because I know Mourinho likes him, like he liked Pogba last year. Dave Polton says, head over to United Stand's Facebook page and give it a like. Yeah, we are on the United Stand on Facebook, and the link is in the description. I'm trying to get bigger on Facebook because it's just another outlet to bring in more people. I mean, if I'm honest, I suppose we're trying something here. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So we always try to replicate. I mean, for me, I'm stood up here now chatting to a load of you lot. I haven't got a guest on. I like to have a guest on, but this is what it's about. The United Stand is always. When I started the United Stand, in fact, I'm thinking about doing a video about that, but it'll have to be on extra time because it'd be ridiculous to do it on here, the story of the United Stand. But when I started the United Stand, it's just to give you a little intro. It started about 2 years ago, so 2014. I was in Mallorca in a villa, not my villa, just in a villa. You can afford them. They're quite affordable if you go with family. You can get some decent villas, and I love Mallorca. And I was lying out there with a beer, and I was thinking about football. I've always been passionate about football, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to give one of these YouTube things a try. I'd never looked at YouTube before, but my concept was football is so media driven, and I think they've had their day, and I really do think they've had their day. I think they're losing touch, and they've had their day, and they're trying desperately to grab hold of it. And footballers have lost touch because they've got so much money. When I used to go and watch football from me, and I'd often see him walking his wife on a horse, and he'd stop and chat and everything like that, and you could just drive down to the shop and get his milk and stuff like that. It's not like that now. Football's distant, and the most important thing about football, and always has been, even though it went wrong in the 80s with hooliganism, is football. Fans. If you take fans away, there's no money in football. Fans are the most important thing. And I thought, you know what I want to replicate is what you get down a pub with your mates. Because when I go down the pub and talk about United with my mates, we don't agree. We fall out. We disagree. Somebody might like Fellaini, I might not. It's great. And that's what we've tried to replicate over the last 18 months. And I think we've been very successful with you lot joining in as well. So, yeah, that's why it started, really. And that's what, I suppose that's what it's always getting that balance right. We've got to be professional because we want to grow and we want to get bigger. But what I really want, United Stand Ultras, says Dare to Memphis 7, I want that. I want it to be something, because nobody else is doing this. Nobody else is doing this. And people are trying to do it, but backed by media. And I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about something completely different, which we might sort of contribute to, but will not get controlled by. It's successful because it's just fan opinion, and that's what we want to replicate, and that's why we want it to grow. So it's only ever going to grow if you lot keep watching, sharing, and getting involved. And on the subject, just because we've covered most of the United stuff, what's Sam Allardyce about? I mean, this is pub talk. What's Sam Allardyce as England manager all about? Apparently, the FA have used a panel of people who are football experts to pick him. And I've not spoken to anybody, whether they're a United fan or not, English fan or not, who can understand why Sam Allardyce is manager. This is a bloke who, after a match on a Saturday, is down the curry house having a few pints. Nothing wrong with that. This is a bloke who spent most of his life battling relegation with shit teams. This is a bloke who, when he got a big opportunity at Newcastle, he got sacked. This is a bloke who's probably going to play Kevin Nolan and Andy Carroll up front for England. I'm just baffled by it. And every fan I've spoken to is baffled by it. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't really care much for England anymore. Anyway, they're another, like Graham Glass says, they're another England disaster. And it's just another waste of 4 years. I mean, it's ridiculous putting him in charge. I think they saw Portugal scrape their way to the win and thought, well, let's just play really crap and try and scrape it. We could have had Glenn Hoddle. We could have had Jurgen Klinsmann. I'd have gone for Klinsmann. I've got no problem with having a non-English man, because how can you have an English manager when you don't have enough English managers managing English clubs? So, ridiculous. Thoughts on the squad numbers, says Aidan. We did cover it, but no surprises. I didn't mention, actually, that Zlatan is number 9 and Martial moves to number 11. Zlatan's the man. I've got a problem with him having number 9. What is hilarious is that Alex has got Martial number 9 on his blue top. That's little Alex for you, always making mistakes. And don't worry, he's banned from getting a Pogba shirt. I know where he lives. And actually, I don't know where he lives. I know the rough area. But what I'll do is I'll invite him for a drink, because we sometimes meet for a drink. And if he's contemplating it, I'll just take him out, get rid of the body. Don't worry. Pogba is confirmed, says Kratos. Glenn Hoddle likes horses. Can you stop tweeting like a douche, says Abina. I'm not tweeting at the moment. I think we should have a moderator on here at the moment called Mad Mark. So thanks to Mad Mark. It's not me, but thanks for that. And I will just, if you want me to stay, I'll stay. I know it's gone way off content, but as I was saying there, we do need to get these videos shortened down a bit, because they just don't rank very well at all. Trevor W. Fallon has messaged me on Twitter on a direct message and said, for God's sake, slow down your commentary on the podcast on YouTube. It's getting annoying and repetitive. Take a breath now and again, please, so we can understand what you were saying. Is that a genuine problem? I didn't realise that was. What I tried to do is, because I can do it, I do whiz through things, because I want to get through as much as possible in the quickest time possible. And there is some breaking. Oh no, that's from 35 minutes ago. Breaking news that Pogba has agreed a deal, United and Andreas Varela, and I think he's the Joker, isn't he? Yeah, he's the fake one. Don't follow Andres Varela. He's an absolute joker, and some people think he's an actual journalist. He's a joker. He's a fraud. Nobody of any credibility is saying that a deal's been done. Fabrizio Romano, not done yet, because Man United and Juve are missing agreement for Iola's fee, I said yesterday. So there's nothing new at the moment. Let's have a look at anything on live. There was something. It's very difficult when you look at the live stuff, because nah, nothing at the moment. I'll do a live video if it happens. So 15 minutes time it might do. If we sign him, I'll do another video. That's guaranteed. But thanks for everybody who's hung on here, because I'm pissing around, to be honest, for the next 10 minutes. Paul Johnson saying that somebody loves Ashley Williams. You can always judge somebody's content by what player they want. Mad Mark's doing a very good job on the moderating. Where do you get your sources from? Football for Life. I normally pop to Aldi, because I like Heinz Smarter Ketchup, but they do a good deal. Poor joke. I'll be completely honest with you. There are a couple of people who give me information, and a couple of others information, but you can't go far wrong with Di Marzio if you want United this year. He's been an absolute breath of fresh air for people like ourselves and other YouTubers and other Man United accounts. He's been absolutely spot on, and he's clearly got a connection to Manchester United to be right so often, but not just right, but early. Mourinho was early. Zlatan was really early. Bailly was early. Mkhitaryan was early, and he got Mbola right about a week before. I thought that was happening. I've been told that was a done deal. And Di Marzio made me look an idiot. But at least I'm not Balaguer, who just sits on the fence and goes either way. Do you love us, Mark? Says Bobby Trouble. Yeah, definitely. That's why I'll always listen to you. And that's why if this thing we're trying doesn't work, we'll just stop it. But we've got to try. We've got to try and grow this channel. It's got to try and do it. It frustrates me that we've got some great people involved with this channel, and more people getting involved. And unfortunately, we've all got day jobs, because we've got to pay the rent. And some of us have got decent day jobs, but we do this in our own time. And I just think, you know what, whether it's me or anything like that, I would love I personally love doing the video stuff. I hate running the United stand. I hate setting the videos up. I hate being involved in the Twitter account. I hate having to promote things. All I want to do is just come on and do the video stuff. I would love somebody just to come and take over it, who wants to do all that and let me do this. I would love it to go full time so that we could do more content. Well, not really more content. There's a lot of content, but there's a lot of other things we'd like to do that we just don't have time to do. So if you support us, we won't let you down. But if you don't want to, don't worry about. Tim O'Keefe, pay me to run it. It wouldn't work like that, mate. Trust me. I'm more talking like an Alan Sugar sort of person to give us $500,000 and say we can employ somebody to run it, and then Mark, you can just go on the videos every night. That's what I'm talking about. That sort of thing. I'm not talking about one of you just coming and run it. As much as I appreciate the options. It's Umar Nazir wants a shout out. Bill Ashriff, watch along tomorrow. Join us for the watch along. Don't let us down. Get involved in the watch along tomorrow. Ridiculous situation to be in, but we'll do it. We'll see what happens. Atik says try doing collabs. We've tried that. I don't really want to go down that route because there's a lot of lies and stuff going down there. All I would say is that we would collaborate in a situation where we're talking with other YouTubers, with anybody. We would do that, and we've always said we would do that. Unfortunately, as I said, the brilliance of this channel is it's unique, it's about fans, and because of that, the fallout is that people hate it because they've got corporate things behind them and they can't do what we do, and they don't like the attitude that we have in relation to just being able to say whatever we want. True Geordie won't work with us. George Cole, he's part of Football Republic, which is obviously part of that big network. Lucius Mayweather, are you opening up the channel to new panelists and presenters? I've had loads of emails over the last couple of weeks, loads of emails, markgoldbridge@gmail.com, about ideas for shows, about what we just discussed, about the extra time, about coming on. We've got a big list of people who are going to come on as panelists. It's going to take time to come through. Noah Thomas is extra time available in India. It is. The video description is second paragraph below. Click it, go and have a look. It is available in India. It's only available in about 5 countries at the moment: UK, USA, India, Australia, and I think Canada. But we will open it up to more, so don't worry. But just go on that video and leave a comment. You know what? True Geordie, I fell out with him. I think a lot of people did, and he blocks people very easily. I'd love to do a collab with him because he swears and he gets very passionate. As I said, this was always started. I know people hate me on the comments, but they watch it. That was the whole point. It was never to be like. Although do drop a like for the video because it's always nice to get over 1,000. Red Devil TV, I'm from India. Shout out. Love to get over 1,000 likes on the video because it just shows that you like the content. I think this is all about you. Philo says, will you collab with that person? No. Although I think we are next month, actually, funnily enough. Next month, that's going to happen, so don't worry about that. Mark, all the love from India. You're a gem for United, says Noah. Thank you. What about Ireland, Matthew Gibney? I thought you couldn't pay, Matthew. I thought you were only 14. It will be. It is available in Ireland. It is available in Ireland, so you can. It's Ireland. I think in Ireland it's €2.49, which is basically £2. It's less than a pint for a month, and you will get a load of content for that, extra content. Mark, sometimes you're so moany, says Prince. I'll tell you what. Come on, we've got a few more minutes. Give it me. Stay till 9:30, please, Mark. Okay, I will do. I'm going to stay till 9:30, and then we'll see what happens from Juventus, shall we? But if he signs, I'll kill this video and do a new one because explaining. I'll give you a little bit of a YouTube thing. If I announce Pogba 60 minutes into a video, there's no fucking point. You've got to go and do a new video to announce it. So that's what'll happen. A few of you saying about collaborations, would do it with anyone. Kevin Cooper says your Irish impression was so bad. It's terrible because I used to live there. A few of you saying that I'm too moany, getting on my nerves. You get on my nerves. You lost the plot, mate. I haven't lost the plot. I'm always totally in control. When do you think Pogba will draw in, says Rory? I wouldn't be surprised if we heard something tomorrow night. I've just got a funny feeling. I don't know why. Anthony Brennan, can I get your email, Mark? markgoldbridge@gmail.com. And somebody who's involved with Facebook and the website. We've got a load of website writers as well. I don't know whether the website's nothing to do with me. I don't run the website. I used to write for it, but I don't really have time. I mean, that's something as well. I'd love to be able to write for the website more. I just don't have time. What I was going to say, if any of you are any good with IT, you do apps or anything like that, get in contact with us, because there's somebody who wants to try something which I think is a really good idea. I never would have thought about it. So if you've got any skills you want to offer up. Somebody contacted me earlier about an idea which I think is really good as well. So Zane wants to know how old I am. I think we'll always keep that a bit of a mystery. Some of you have guessed it before. Mark, shout out for Cape Town, South Africa. Dab is not going to happen until Fellaini's sold. Comedy High TV says, whereabouts in Ireland you can live? Malahide, just outside Dublin. Fantastic place. If you ever want to visit Ireland, go to Malahide, because it's a brilliant, brilliant place. And you just get on the Dart and then you can go into Dublin, which again is great, but it's quite expensive. I've answered a couple of questions there, more than a couple of questions. Oh, go on. You know what? Throw something at me. What do you think I could do better as a presenter? What gets on your nerves? What don't you like? What do you like? Nolan's just said, do you think it's worth my time making a Manchester United fan channel? It's a good question. Would I do it again? Definitely, because I'd a defined, as I said, I had a defined idea of what I wanted to replicate, and that was down the pubs with your mate, chat, just say what you think, don't care about the consequences. And I know a lot of you do that as well, and that's what I wanted to do. I think if you're going to create a YouTube channel, have a defined idea about what you're going to do. If you take United content for I know a lot of you watch different channels. Up until watch-alongs tomorrow, everybody is pretty much, the big channels have done different things. So you're complementing each other, even if you don't like each other, and you, the viewer, wins because you get so much different content. If you're just going to do a YouTube channel to copy us or another channel, I'd probably advise not doing it, because I suppose I could use us, but let's use another channel. If you copy them, they've already been doing it for a long time, and they're going to be at the top of their game, whereas the first few months of a channel, you'll notice. In fact, if you go and watch, if you do pay to subscribe, if you go and watch that video of Soccer Box, which I've put up, the Christmas special, you watch my performance now to what it was like 18 months ago, and I guarantee you will notice a difference. You will definitely notice a difference, and you get better. So that's the difficult thing. I think you've got to, if you do it, you've got to put the time in, and you've got to offer something different, because there are channels out there that we've done videos and 5 minutes later they're doing the same video, and we do live streams and they do live streams. Nobody can stop them doing that. But I just think, well, you know, what's different about that? What you think you're going to do? You're going to overtake us when we're the ones doing that? It doesn't make any sense. It's a bit like True Geordie, isn't it? Let's use him because we mentioned him. If somebody started being a true mank and they, oh, hello, and started swearing everybody, and it's already been done, if you know what I mean. That's my thought. DT United says the United stand is the only thing he watches. Good. Louis McCullough says collab with another channel. I'm not mentioning their name because I don't do that anymore. That is going to happen, but it won't be happening on this channel. Somebody says, Mark, just make videos on your own. I love having the guests. I think we've got some guests from the start. People have asked about Kev. He was meant to come on tonight. He didn't message back, so I don't know what's gone wrong with that, but we're trying to get him back. And obviously fan cams, I know you like those, so hopefully he'll be back involved. It's the summer and people go off and do things, and people have had kids, so it's difficult, but Alex has stayed involved. Obviously Drawty left, Zara's left, which is a shame. Wish them all the best. Been a massive part of the channel, especially the Drawty Devil. So that's why we're looking for other people to come in. So it's a bit like transfers, isn't it? People have gone in the summer, new people will come in. Got a couple of guests on Sunday that I'm looking forward to doing the Sunday Night Live show with, and somebody else on Monday, which I'm really excited about as well. So we've got new people to get involved. Some will come on and do well. Some of them will do really well and stay part of it, and that's the way it should be. It's always got to evolve. You've got to evolve. Who's your favourite player for United despite Fellaini? Why did they leave, says ATR RMC. I'll tell you what, pay the £2 and I'll tell you on that video, because those videos will just be more like this, to be honest. We'll just have chats and stuff about that. a little bit less professional. Mark, what's the necklace around your neck? It's sort of like a dog tag, but it's got a cross on it. Midland Worktop Fitters, I miss Drafty. I know what you mean. Mark, what is your day job? Mark, we would love a United Stand app, which is what we're thinking of doing, but I can't do it. So are you married, Mark? Yes, I am. Day job. I'm not going to tell you my day job. Gotta love Mark. He shows how much he loves the viewers. I do. I love doing this. I could do this for hours. I really do love doing it. And I think that's what makes us unique. I think people try and copy doing it, but I don't think anybody does it like we do. Some people on about comparing us to other United outlets. I don't think you can. In the nicest possible way. What they do is what they do. What we do is what we do. And that is what it should be. That's why I was frustrated wrongly. I shouldn't have reacted like I did about somebody doing a watch along who's a United channel and us doing one. I think it's wrong. But, you know, I always say what I think, and that sometimes gets me in trouble. Mark, is your wife going to be on the stand? Never in a million years. Will you be making the football video about why the United stand? Will you be making the story of the United stand on this channel? I don't know. My thought was to do it on the United stand extra time because it's a bit of a reward for people who are really interested in the United stand and buy into it quite literally. However, I know some of you might not be able to. So what I'll probably do is do it on there as an exclusive and then maybe a month later put it on here. I think that's probably the fairest thing to do. Because what you got to remember is some people couldn't give a shit about the United stand. They probably pissed off after the first 15 minutes when we were talking about football, which is great. That's what it's all about. Matthew Gibney, can you do 8:30 videos during the season? I'll be totally honest with you. We'll probably do... I probably won't do as many because you've got midweek games, you've got previews, you've got Sunday night, you've got less transfer news. It'd be very difficult to do it. You could do it, but running a YouTube channel, you've got to let videos breathe. So if I put a preview up at 4 o'clock, doing a 8:30 show, it works in the summer because everybody wants Manchester United news. But once the season started and you're like September, November time, you've just got to leave that preview up to breathe because it will steadily get views. And a lot of people are home from uni and everything like that. So you've got to let it breathe. What I probably would do, if United Stand Extra Time works, is probably move a few of those 8:30 shows over to there if people want them. If you want them, that's fine. We've got to be really careful about how much content we put on the channel because there's loads of extra ideas. I mean, I wrote them down. I don't know where I put them. If you've got a few minutes, we've got 2 minutes here. So let me just go to, I did write this down. You know, we have thought this through. It's not like it's just a funny idea. Just looking at my list for the United stand, why it started, the bullet points. Why did it start? Why Soccer Box? Fellaini Gate, all the fallout with all the United channels. Kevin Martin joining. January 2015, 1,000 subs, and Alex joins the United stand. Conflict with Joey and Strength to Strength. Manchester visit. New season closing in on 10,000 subscribers. Partner fan and Leo Van Hal out. Winning the FBAs. Truth about why I left in January. The real truth. Van Hal out controversy and the dilemma of being a fan channel. We were the first to go Van Hal out. We got a lot of problems with that, but we stood by it. We were brave because that's what the viewers wanted. Starting the watch alongs, 20,000. Mourinho, United stand extra time, the future. So that's good. So as I was saying, nothing's going to change with this channel, the free one. Watch alongs, Sunday show, preview, match reaction, van cams, transfer weekly, etc. like that. Subscribe channel, what we're thinking about doing is a weekly vlog, which will be totally different content. If you saw that video with me outside, I'm going to do some of that sort of stuff. Which again, another thing is it just won't fit on our channel. There's so much content on this channel already. It's difficult to bring new stuff in. So weekly vlog, debates. We're going to do like specialist debates on that United stand extra time. Sunday morning papers. I don't know where we'll put that. I think that Sunday morning papers probably stay on this channel. What we probably do is Sunday morning match review, whatever like that. Fantasy football would definitely be on United stand extra time because that's a specialist thing. If you haven't joined that yet, please do. But I know not all of you will, so we'll keep that on there. We'll probably do like fantasy football stroke bets and obviously Q&As and also sort of a bit like, you know, if you live in the UK, what I was thinking of, if this works, if you live in the UK, We have something called ITV2. So if you watch crap like the X Factor, that's on for an hour, and then they have the Extra Factor talking about more in-depth stuff next. So I'm thinking I might try that a little bit. So when we do a show like a 8:30 show, we'll do that for the normal half an hour, and then we'll go into United Stand Extra Time for another half an hour. So we'll have to wait. That's the sort of, if it works, it works. If you don't want to be involved, you don't want to be involved. I know we're going to get a load of criticism for it, and I will listen to that criticism from all of you lot. I know some of you will think it's a really good idea, and the haters will start saying, "Oh, look at what they're doing," but we've explained it, and if people don't want it, we won't do it. But there we go. Right, it's 9:30 now. We've done absolutely fantastic. Can somebody tell me what's happened with and also I'm just looking at the DMs. What I forgot as well is what we'll do on United Stand Extra Time is as well. We'll have like FIFA competitions and stuff like that. Again, we're going to do some of the specialist stuff on there that people don't necessarily like. So we'll do like live FIFA tournaments, stuff that's a bit what I would call niche stuff. That on the mainstream channel it's not going to work because that's what we want, the mainstream United chat. On there it's going to be more community because at the end of the day you are going to be paying, although it's only £2 a month, I say, less than a pint. Cheers. We want to give additional fun stuff and be more interactive and more of a little community. So we'll do stuff like that. Is there anything been said by Juventus? Let's have a look. Imagine if it was Pogba signs. Embattled Fox News CEO allies quits. Carrick fan, he's probably gone now because he's tweeting. He says La Repubblica saying Pogba to Manchester United could be completed before Monday. Manchester United's new home kit. Yeah, so there's nothing. There's nothing about Juventus. But I tell you what, at least we stayed on and we had a good old chat. Join us. You know, the most important thing from this, I know, do go to the second paragraph in blocks to the United Stand Extra Time. Have a look. See if you want to get involved. That'd be fantastic. Leave us your comments about what you think and what sort of shows you'd want us to do on there, because we're going to keep everything on here, but we're going to do extra stuff on there, whether you want Q&As, debates. We might even try and get some guests on because we might be able to do that. But what I want to say is, please, the most important thing is, that's not massively important to me. We'll do that because we want to give something back. Carrick fan is here. Is Carrick fan going to subscribe? Probably not. But I'd love to get Carrick fan on a video. That'd be fantastic. But the most important thing I want you to take from this video, and there's still over 1,000 of you watching, join us for the watch along tomorrow. If you want us to keep doing watch alongs, and then watch alongs are massively about you because your live comments come up on the screen, which is, oh, and I forgot to say that on the United Stand Extra Time, it's far easier for us to do that. So the videos will be far more, they will have your live comments on the video as well. We will be able to do that on that. And there's a reason why we don't do that much on these, but we do that. We can do them on that, and we can do them on the watch along. So that's up on the watch along tomorrow, where we can see your comments. Please join us for it. I'm up in the air whether we should carry on doing them. Loads of you have said we should, that you enjoy it. So we will do it tomorrow. So join us for it. And it starts at 1 p.m. UK time. I think we'll probably go on air. We normally go on about half an hour before, but dependent on what time the others are going on, we'll see. But we might go on a little bit before half an hour, but just keep an eye on the channel and join us whenever we go live. Thanks everybody for watching. It's been an amazing show. I wouldn't say it's been a stressful show, but this is a democracy, the United Stand, and you have got a voice. For those of people who think, and I find the corporate thing ridiculous, it is ridiculous. You wouldn't get any other channel just vocally putting ideas to you and asking you for ideas and explaining things and giving you thoughts on it. So fuck the haters. Let's just keep growing and doing what we're doing, and let's keep communicating, and we'll keep communicating with you, which is what we do. So thanks everyone for watching. Remember, it's Dortmund tomorrow. Got something to be excited about. Not just about transfers tomorrow. We actually get to see them play, which is actually probably the most important thing, although I love transfers. But thanks to everybody. Loads of you stayed watching tonight. Loads of you have listened to me for over an hour, and loads of you have given great thoughts. And I do listen. I do listen. I know I can't come out. There's so many of you now, it's difficult to reply to everybody, but I read everything. So thanks to everybody. Somebody on about the Manchester United shirts there. Again, it's just about time. They will happen. It's just time. It takes time because we've got other things to sort. So see you tomorrow. Thanks everyone for watching. Join us for the watch along. And please do click on that video description, second paragraph down. Have a look at the United Stand Extra Time. Is it for you or not? Remember, you get 14 days free. There's a video up on there, and we'll be doing our first one on there after we've done all the watch alongs and stuff tomorrow. So thanks everybody. That's brilliant. I appreciate you, Mark, says Michael Brown. I appreciate all of you lot. So drop us a like. Let's get 1,000 likes again. Cheers, everyone.